Welcome to
Goliath Stories for GG Kids.
a place where
Kids like us
we'll be inspired.
by awesome Christian stories.
Hey boys and girls, it's Esther here and I am with Poppy.
Hello, boys and girls, it's Poppy here, and we're whispering because... Esther, tell them.
Well, what's happening today is we are going snorkeling and we're listening to our snorkeling guide. So we need to have our listening ears on, but we just wanted to say hello and we want you to come on an adventure with us as we go snorkeling under the sea.
It is so great to be here with you guys today. I am so privileged to be your guide for your first time snorkelers. Welcome! Now, it is really exciting that we are going together on this amazing adventure. But remember, we must stay close together as our group. We want no stragglers. Now, some of the things we might see under the ocean today are going to be some amazing fish. We're gonna see some yellowtail, some kingfish, some lionfish. We may see some turtles, some dolphins pretty far away, maybe some stingrays, depends if they're feeling shy or not. But what the real prize is, we're going to look at the gentle giant.
A giant?
I didn't read anything about a giant. What is she talking about?
She said a gentle giant. I've never heard of a giant being gentle.
Oh, wait. She's explaining it.
Now, I can see some of your faces and you're looking a little bit scared, but there's no need. It's all right. The gentle giant is a most beautiful creature. They actually call it a dugong, and it is a large mammal. They sometimes actually call it a sea cow because it's so slow and so gentle. It just goes along, swimming along. They actually do come up and they surface to breathe, not like seals, and they never come on land. Now, a baby dugong is actually called a calf, just like a cow. So you see, there are some similarities, but it is quite a large animal, and it does look very different. It's something you probably look at and think, that's a funny looking creature.
I'm really intrigued. Poppy, I'm gonna Google it.
Oh, please do.
See.
I don't know if I really like this. I mean, cows are pretty big too, so what if this thing's as big as a cow? I don't think I like that.
Oh, look! That's what it looks like. Oh, it kind of looks like a seal.
And it's all grey with like a smooth elephant sort of a skin, or a seal.
Yeah, and then look at the snout. Would it be a snout kind of thing?
I don't know. It is a really weird looking creature.
And you know what? It's kind of cute.
Well, I guess... Yes, all right, he's a little bit cute, but still pretty scary if I'm going to be swimming with it.
Look at that. Okay, well, I am ready to go swimming. Are you? Remember, gentle giant.
But giants aren't usually gentle. What about Goliath?
Oh, he was a different giant. He was a mean, ugly giant, actually. But this is not Goliath.
You're right, I guess.
Well, let's listen to our guide and see what else she's going to say.
Okay.
All right, guys, I hope you're all ready. Get your backpacks, get your snorkels. We're going to head off to the pier so we can board the boat. And he's going to take us to our diving point so we can get ready to swim. All right, guys, follow me.
Oh, the breeze is beautiful.
Oh, it's such a lovely day.
I love it. You know what, though? I'm a bit hungry.
Are you?
Yeah.
That's awesome, because I brought some snacks.
Oh, nice. What did you bring?
Well, I've got this special recipe that was sent to us, and it is called a honeybee, and I made some today. They are delicious honey. It has rice bubbles, coconut, apricot, peanut butter, honey, and dark chocolate chips melted.
Oh, yum. Can I please have one?
It's actually healthy, but don't tell her.
Did you just say something?
No.
Okay.
Here, taste one.
That's beautiful. Hey, can you share the recipe with our kids?
What a great idea. Hey, boys and girls, why don't you come to my glitter box? Okay, boys and girls, in my glitter box today, we're going to have some delicious honeybees. They are so delicious. You love them for a sweet treat. You can take them to school or on a picnic, wherever you like. You just need to make sure that Mum and Dad have all the ingredients you need. And you can make about 8 to 10 of these delicious little bees. So make sure that you go to our blog or the newsletter in Gigi Notes. They will be there all ready for you so you can follow the recipe and make it. Happy cooking! Bye! Excuse me, guide. But how long is it until we get to where the fishes are?
Well, we're actually not too far off, another 15 minutes, and we're gonna just be right there. And don't you worry, little lady, this is going to be a fantastic experience, and I'll bet you're just gonna fall in love with this gentle giant.
15 minutes?
Poppy, it's okay. Okay, look, here's a bag for you. Just breathe.
Oh, I hate getting sick on a boat.
I know, you usually do, but it's okay. I'll tell you a story. Hey, how about I tell you the story of Goliath, David and Goliath?
The mean giant?
Yes, because that'll distract you a lot.
All right, let's get into it.
Okay. David and Goliath, written by Ashley Price. David! David's attention was jerked away from the flock of sheep he was tending, and he looked over his shoulder at his house. His father, Jesse, was calling him from the doorstep of their little brick home. David gently set the lamb he was holding on a green patch of grass and raced towards his father. "Son," Jesse began as David arrived panting, "I need you to go and deliver this food to your brothers at war. They will be starving, and I don't know if King Saul has provided enough food. Go see them, then return to tell me if they are in good health." "Sure, father," David replied obediently. Jesse handed his son a wicker basket filled with food, and David hugged him goodbye. Turning to find a servant to take care of the sheep, David thought about how his older brothers had been asked by King Saul to join the Israelite army to fight against the Philistines. David himself was the youngest of all his brothers and was not old enough to go to war, but he was grateful that he could not go to war. He preferred to take care of his father's sheep, where he could walk freely over the green pastures and hills. But the real reason he loved taking care of the sheep was because it reminded him of how God takes care of his people, in the same way that David took care of his sheep. David swung up and onto his donkey and rode all the way to the battlegrounds. He spotted his brothers and approached them. As he was talking to them, he heard a voice shouting curses at the Israelite army. It was the Philistines' champion warrior named Goliath. He was far taller than David and the rest of the mighty Israelite soldiers. He had a big, glistening sword, and the ground seemed to shake whenever he walked. The Israelites trembled with fear as they heard Goliath's voice. David soon learned that Goliath had been standing in the valley, cursing the Israelites and their God for 40 days.
"Send one man to fight me. If he defeats and kills me, he will be your slaves. But if I defeat and kill him, you will be our slaves."
His voice shook the ground as he spoke. David was angry that Goliath would say such terrible things about the God and his people. He was determined not to let God be dishonored. "Who is this Philistine, that he thinks he can defy the army of the living God?" David exclaimed. David's older brother Eliab was jealous that David had the courage to stand up for God when he did not. "Why did you even come here?" Eliab spat back. "I know the real reason why you're here. You're just here because you want to watch the fight." David ignores his brother's bad attitude. Calmly he replied, "We cannot just stand by and let this Philistine curse us and our God. We must do something." The men around David repeated what David had said to King Saul. King Saul wondered what David was planning, so he called for David to be brought to him. "Let no one be afraid of this giant. I will go and fight him," David said bravely. King Saul's eyes widened in shock. No, you cannot go. You are not old enough, and you do not have any experience in fighting. Goliath has been fighting for longer than you, and you think you can go and defeat him? He is more than twice your size." David informed the king of how God had protected him when a lion and a bear tried to kill one of the lambs in his flock up in the mountains. He replied confidently, "The Lord has delivered me out of the paws of the lion and out of the claws of the bear. He will deliver me out of the hand of this Philistine." King Saul sighed. "You're right. Go, and may the Lord be with you." King Saul's servant ran to David and tried to place the king's armor on David's small body. But David was not used to wearing such heavy metal, and the armor was King Saul's size, which was far too big for David to fit. So David politely refused the armor. Instead, he took 5 smooth stones from the brook and put them in his bag. Then he grabbed his sling and shepherd's staff. As he walked down the hill and into the valley to meet the giant, he silently prayed and committed his battle to the Lord. Goliath's jaw dropped in surprise when he spotted slim, young David coming towards him.
Am I a dog?
He yelled angrily.
That you come to me with sticks?
Then he cursed David by the names of his pagan god.
Come to me, and I will give you flesh unto the birds of the air and to the beasts of the field.
David's courage did not waver. Boldly he exclaimed, "You come to me with a sword and a spear and a shield, but I come to you in the name of the Lord of the host, the God of the armies of Israel, who you have defied. Everyone here will know that the Lord does not save with a sword or spear, for this battle is the Lord's, and he will deliver you into our hands." The entire Israelite and Philistine camps heard David's speech. Goliath was enraged and he rushed forward to kill David. But David grabbed a stone from his bag, put it in his sling, and ran towards the giant. As David slung his wrist, the stone flew out of the sling and hit Goliath in the forehead. Goliath stopped in his tracks. He trembled, then staggered, and finally fell to the ground with a mighty thud. David ran forward and grabbed Goliath's sword from out of his hand. He cut off Goliath's head, and all the Israelite camp cheered in victory. We all have giants in our lives that seem to tower over us, just as Goliath towered over David. Sometimes the battles seem impossible to win, and we feel like running away or giving up. But if we, like David, turn to God and commit our battles to Him, Jesus will make us strong so that we can face the giants in our lives without being afraid. And when we let God fight for us, He will gain us the victory every time. It doesn't matter how small or weak you feel. Remember that if God can help David kill a giant soldier, He will help you win your battles as well.
Oh, that was amazing. I love that story.
Oh, I know. My favorite part is when he says that he comes in the name of God. Like, so powerful.
Oh, the boat stopped. We're here. All right. I can do this. I mean, God created these creatures.
We are safe, and we've got a guide as well.
All right, I'm ready.
All right, folks, we are here. It is time to put your snorkels on your heads. We're going to enter the water, and then we're going to start our amazing undersea adventure. Let's go, guys. After me.
All right, let's jump in together. One,
Okay, wait.
2.
We've got to say bye to our boys and girls.
Oh, bye, boys and girls. We hope you loved this story, and we can't wait to see your creations of your cooking recipe.
Ooh, yes, send us photos, please. Okay, Esther, are you ready?
Ready.
Count of 3.
1,
2,
3.
I wonder if I can ride the gentle giant.
And don't forget, girls, you are Gigi, gorgeous in God's image. And boys, you are also Gigi, great in God's image.